So what you've mentioned is, our brains are best in the beginning part of the day. That's the natural cycle. But when it comes to daily routine, most of us actually squander this time because, as you've mentioned, the first thing that we do when we get up in the morning is to check our emails. So the counter argument to what you're saying, though, is, but I need to check my emails because I need to know what I'm doing for the day. What's your response to that?
Sure you do. So there's two things you can do. There's a large body of research that says that it's only about 10% of all your emails that actually require a considered response. And by considered, I mean I need to use my brain power to respond to that. So if you're only getting 10 emails a day, then one of them is going to need you to switch your brain on. I would say, fine, just do one first thing in the morning. It's the time we waste on the other 10. Or the other 90% of our emails where we then file, review, check, forward, delete, unsubscribe, all the sort of stuff we should be doing to manage our email. That's an utter waste of that brain power. And secondly, it's using up a whole bunch of decisions. So if you think about every time you open one of those emails, you're making a decision. Do I read it? Do I forward it? Do I delete it? What folder do I put it in? Am I going to unsubscribe? All that sort of stuff. You're just wasting all that brain power. So I believe that the only reason you're doing it is because it's a habit. So I'd be saying, open it up and have a quick check, just check that the earth isn't collapsing around you and the world isn't ending, and then look at it after lunch, like process it after lunch.
So after lunch is the third quadrant, right?
Yeah, the third 2 hours of the day is when you should be doing your email.
So in that third 2 hours, checking through your emails, responding to emails, and using that time to almost set yourself up for the next day?
Absolutely. So here's the thing. So if you decide to not look at your email at all, period, until after lunch, chances are there's going to be, or in the third 2 hours, chances are there'll be something that does require a bit of think time, and you would then schedule the response to that email first thing the next morning. Now, if anyone now is thinking, oh, that's what a waste of time, it's 24 hours too late or whatever, it's not. You get into a cycle of responding. And provided you're responding within 24 hours, most people are okay. That seems to be the kind of default setting that people expect. After 48 hours, people might start saying, where's my response? But for the most part, we've usually got about 24 hours leeway to do it. So if there was anything, so if I got your email, for example, with my edits, and I'm looking at that in the third 2 hours, for my brain just goes, noted, check it out in the morning. I wouldn't try to reply to you.
Most people listening to this are probably going into sweat now, like, oh, my God, like how can I let go of my emails? Is this just a bad habit that needs to be broken?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is. Just a bad habit. Yeah, it's all it is. And it's you have to have enough desire to do that. And so one of the things I always say, if your life is perfect, you're so productive, you get everything done, you're never stressed, you're living this amazing life, then fine, don't change anything. But if any of those things you'd answer a no to, and I'd have to say every day you're living that life, if the answer to that is no, and there's not many people that are, I'd be saying, well, there's some changes and tweaks you can make. And I'm certainly not going to say everyone should do everything I would suggest. It's like, if it really is that hard for you to let go of email, then maybe decide in the second 2 hours of the day you're going to protect that time to do a bit of thinking. But while you're in the email time, you're being what I would call is like you're in that reactive active place where you're responding, you're at the mercy of what's coming to you rather than at deciding how I want to organise my day and where I spend my energy. And so this becomes choice. If it works, great. If it doesn't, maybe there's something else to try.